So, we're going up north today. So this is the headquarters for the weekend, Charlottesville, Michigan, under some nice crispy B3 skies, and just up over there is all Lake Michigan, all along the horizon there, and over here is going to be south, so that's where Milky Way is going to be coming up tonight, sailing over this way, we're kind of over the lake, and I'll be setting my main rig up right here to look east, northeastish, waiting for Andromeda to rise. So hopefully it stays clear. So for the main imaging rig, for those of you that have watched me for some time, this might look familiar to you. I used this in my Seder video, and it was actually, never mind the thunder, we're in the middle of a thunderstorm right now. But I actually used this in my Seder video as basically like an unboxing first light with this scope, and this has turned into one of my favorites. I have my ASI 183MC Pro attached with the ZWO electronic filter wheel, which I never even ended up using while I was imaging with it up north. I just went straight broadband, so I didn't use the L-Enhance or the Orion Sky Glow. Since I was in Bortle 3 skies, it was pretty much already dark enough to just shoot raw. And the focuser on this thing, I don't remember if I talked about it in the Seder video or not, but it's extremely smooth, extremely slick. It's got this little locking bolt, and then you twist to focus to whatever you need, lock her back up, and hold on to lock it. And she doesn't move anywhere. And it fits perfectly inside of my Canon Rebel T7 bag. So I just put this in there with some bubble wrap in it, and it protected it on the road. Fits nice and snug. And I've never actually guided with this before, and I didn't when I was up north either. I get about 1:30 subs unguided if I have a good polar alignment, good star alignment, of course. Just it's so wide you can't tell at all. And I imagine I might be able to get 2 minutes with a perfect polar alignment, but I mean that would be perfect balance, perfect everything on it to get, you know, those higher exposure subs. But for what I use it for, it's lasted me perfect. It's made some great images for me, and it's definitely one of my favorite scopes that I have. So here is my most recent exposure on Andromeda Galaxy with my main imaging rig with the TPO, and that's just a single 60-second exposure. And I'm not guiding with it right now, so I have to do a manual dithering. So I'll pause the sequence, move it over a few pixels, and then continue. And the second rig is down there where those two lights are, tucked down there on the other side. And that is currently imaging just above the core. So now we're gonna wait for this exposure on my portable setup. And the portable setup is a Canon Rebel T7 and an Ioptron Sky Tracker Pro, and a serious mount tripod, not mount, tripod. And right now that's currently imaging Great Rift. So let's see how this one turned out. Yeah, dark skies are incredible. Well, that's weird. Two jets in the Big Dipper right now. One's following the other really, really close. This is interesting. So we're about halfway through our Andromeda session. We're about 60 out of 120 frames, which I'm doing 60-second shots for about an hour in. And I ended up turning my DSLR a little bit to shoot right at the core. Now that the core is past the trees, it's starting to sink, then it's starting to get into a really low light dome of a quarry south of here. But it's actually pretty good framing right now, and hopefully I can get like maybe another 20 minutes, half hour of it. Then we'll turn that camera probably up to Cassiopeia or Cygnus, one of the two. We'll see. So I moved the DSLR up here by me. The core is starting to go behind some trees in the yard, so I won't be able to do much anymore on that. But I can actually see the light on the DSLR behind me. I'm now shooting Cygnus. I'm doing some nice wide field shots there. It's pretty much at zenith right now, so it's the darkest it's gonna get, and I cannot believe the stars. And yeah, looking good. So I grabbed about 3 hours worth of data on Andromeda, after I finished with the Milky Way, I think I said I was firing some shots off at Cygnus, and I think I got about an hour and a half on that. So I have a lot I'm gonna have to process this weekend. But so far, this is an amazing night. It's about 1:30, so I'm just kind of waiting for the Pleiades to rise, and then I'm gonna do some shots on that. I don't know for how long, because the moon's gonna be falling shortly after. But yeah, so far so good. So next morning, I got about 4 hours, 3.5 hours-ish on the Milky Way in about 3 different locations with my Canon Rebel 2.7. And then with my main imaging rig, I ended up doing another 2 hours on Andromeda. So I have about 3.5, almost 4 hours worth of data on that. So I did a quick stack last night, turned out awesome, and I ended up falling asleep stacking them. So I'm gonna have to do it again today. But yeah, so here's my 2 images. Well, 3 really, 4, I think. If you like them, like, comment, subscribe.